Hey, it's Matt. Welcome back to another tool haul video. Today I have a thrift haul that I got about 105 bucks into this. Yikes. Oh, I'm sure you'll tell me at the end if I did good or not. I think I paid about market value for all of this stuff, fair thrift store value for it. I got about 5 bucks into this stuff over here, about 10 bucks into this tray and the stuff that's in it, and then that'd be leave me about 90 bucks for all of these sockets. I think it averaged out to about a quarter for all of the quarter-inch drive sockets, 50 cents for all the 3/8 drive sockets, and anywhere from 75 cents to a couple of bucks for some of these deep sockets. But we have some metric stuff, a lot of Craftsman stuff, more modern stuff that is definitely sellable, stuff that's in really good shape. There's only a couple of roached things in here that are, kind of iffy, but most of this stuff will clean up nicely and be presentable. So let's get to it and see what we have here. We'll start with the tray. Got a Craftsman tray here. I think this is the for the smaller box, the 17.5 by 7 or something like that. I don't have a box that doesn't have a tray that size, so I'll hang out, and if I find a box, I got a tray for it now. So what do we have in here? We got a Stanley flat blade, standard blade of the Atom Savage style. Not in too great a shape. Got a Vaco R20. I had never seen one of these before at the thrift store, so I figured I'd snag up on that. That's the Robertson number 2. Got a Powr Kraft stubby, standard. That should clean up and look alright in my stubby collection. A couple of old logo Ace items here. T15 Torx in really good shape. And a little stubby that should clean up and be decent. Tip is good on it. Couple of Craftsman screwdrivers, a clear handled one of these little jobbers. I think it's a number 0 or whatever they call it, in decent shape. And then I don't know if I should have left this one there. A Craftsman Professional. The tip isn't that great. It's been rolled on a little bit. I don't know. I might be able to clean it up, but I know people like these professional ones. I think I have some larger flat blades of these, so I'll throw that and add that to my collection of professional Craftsman stuff. Off to the right here, we got a Ace slip and lock nut wrench. This is kind of for plumbing stuff. Figured I'd snag up on that because I don't have one. I have too many plumbing tools. Got ourselves a Stanley 10-099 with some blades in it. And a pack of Irwin, 50 pack of Irwin blades. There's about 40 in there. I think I got 3 bucks into this, so that's pretty good. I think these are about 15 bucks or so for a full pack in the store. So I don't think I did too bad on all of that stuff. But these sockets, that's a different story. I'm sure you'll let me know if I did all right. So let's take a look at these. We're going to go through these quick, and I'll do a wrap up at the end, a hole fill-in. We're definitely going to get into that. I have some garage holes to fill, some basement holes to fill, and some sets to fill. So if you like that, stick around for the end. I'll divide the video up into 2 for you. So let's see what we have in these deep sockets. I don't get these too often. So we have a Bonney 1 1/8 6-pointer. I think that's a hole fill for me. I think this one's a hole fill as well. 15/16. It's got a CH on it, but not too bad. Decent Craftsman socket. We have some Protos, a Proto 1-inch 12-pointer. A couple of Challengers here, a Challenger 1-inch. The guy's name on it. 15/16. I don't know if that one's got the guy's name on it. No. It's got some stamping on it, it looks like. Oh, yeah. Some stamping on there. 15/16 Craftsman double line V. And a 5/8 Proto deep 12-pointer. We have some 3/8 drive, a couple of SK Waynes, a 13/16 Craftsman double line V. We got some spark plug sockets that are going to add to my collection of spark plug sockets. A Pencraft that's not in that great a shape, but I don't have one, so I grabbed it. And then a Proto, or Challenger by Proto. I have the 13/16 of this one, so we'll throw that one with my Proto. A 3/16 deep 1/4-inch drive Craftsman. I think that's a G variety. A really nice 3/8 to 1/2-inch H variety little adapter. And then the rest of these are Craftsman, some 1/2-inchers, some 3/8, 6-point and 12-point, some 1/4-inch drive Craftsmans right in this region here. And then we have a bunch of metric Craftsman. All of this stuff up here is all metric Craftsman stuff. We got an 18mm 12-pointer, 3/8 drive deep. a 16 millimeter shallow 1/2 inch drive, 12 pointer, and then the rest of these are 3/8, you know, whatever, 6 pointers and 12 pointers with 3/8 drive, and then a bunch of 6-point different varieties. We got some G's and some G2s and what have yous in there. This socket back here, probably about a $10 socket. I think I only paid a couple bucks for. 32 millimeter G2D, really nice shape. Looks like it's been used once or thrice, so I definitely had to snag up on that puppy. So that kind of divvies down the average there. The rest of this stuff is all other brands, so let's get into this. We got some an Action 9 millimeter, an Action 1/4 inch, a couple of Bonney sockets. This one's really nice, probably my favorite of the nicer sockets in here. 15/16 12 pointer. Looks like that was used maybe once. Really nice socket. We got a Bonney Econ 3/4 Z824, the triangle conglomerate there. This one was really disappointing. Got a Blackhawk 7/8, and if you haven't noticed already, it's cracked. I gotta start looking at some of this stuff. Why didn't you guys tell me it was cracked before I paid for it? Well, I thought it was cool, grabbed it, and got home, looked at it, and, you know, I guess that's what I get. Some Dayton sockets. We have some Proto, True Test, Challenger sockets here. Nicest one of the bunch is this one. Brand new 11/16 6-pointer 3/8 drive. So that's definitely a nice socket. I think that's a hole fill. We have some Stanley sockets over here. This one's interesting. Stanley Challenger. So that's different. And we got, these two down here. Some Kraft. Got a 3/16. I don't know why I flipped those upside down. An 11 millimeter and a 3/16 Kraft. Got some Meteor sockets here. A PNC 1/2 inch drive, 1/2 inch. Carl, what are you doing, Carl? And we got ourselves a Powr Kraft 9/16 1/2 inch drive, 12 pointer. And what do we got down here? Some Master Mechanic pile down there. We have some industrial stuff here. 1 1/8. This is kind of a nice socket. Should clean up nicely. 1 1/8, 1/2 inch drive, 6-pointer. Doesn't look like it's seen too much use. Got a 7/8, a 13/16, and a 3/8 drive. A 1/2 inch drive, select, 5/8, and a 3/8 drive, 3/8 double square. All right, I'll get it out of there eventually. A 7/16 or 7/32 little 1/4 inch drive. I don't know why that socket was up in there, but that's a Walden. Thought it was an SK for a second there. But 13/16. And then we have some Allens, a 5/8, 3/8 drive, and 2 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch drives. And then some of those unmarked Wrights, 3/4 and 2 3/16. And then we have this weird little socket here, if anybody knows about this thing. It looks like it's FM, not PM, but FM 1405M, and it's a 5 millimeter. So it's got the double lines like the Wrights, or the Husky, or the Thorson. I think this is a Thorson made socket, but I don't know. Somebody might know. Let me know. What does the FM stand for? I don't know. Last but not least, we have these sockets down here, and this is why I do this, because I saw these things and I got excited. I knew what they were the second I saw them. And you know what that symbol is? It is an S/O, and these are really early Snap-on sockets, so I snagged these up immediately. Got an 1 1/8 of 15/16. The stamp isn't too clear on some of these. We got ourselves a 7/8 square, 1/2 inch drive, and oh, come on, focus on that. All right, and these are pretty beat up. These last two here. We got a 5/8, pretty destroyed in there. I don't know, not too great. And then this one you can't even see the S/O, 1/2 inch. And usually the S/O is on the complete opposite side of the size that's marked on there. So I don't really see anything there, but it was with them, so I'm pretty sure that is a Snap-on and belongs with those. So let's do some hole filling here. What do you say? If you want to stick around, fill some holes. If not, like, subscribe, and I'll check you next week. But let me get this stuff organized here. I'll pull all the stuff out for the garage and down in the basement here, and then we'll fill some other sets here. So let's get to it. Okie dokie, let's see what we got here. This is kind of how I do it. I put all these sockets in bags and I kind of mark them. And with the Craftsman stuff, I'll show you real quick how I do this. I like to separate them all from what series they are. I don't know, what do you guys do? Do you like to keep the series separate? That's how I like to do it. I could build plenty of sets with all of this stuff if I mixed and matched, you know, the G's and the G1s and the G2s and the G2Ds and the E's and the V's and the double V's, and there's so many different variations, but this is how I do it. I like to keep them separate. I get sockets all the time, so this is just the way that I do it. So I like to circle, you know, I'll write it out and I'll circle which ones I have, and I'll leave blank the ones that I need. So this set here, we got some EEs, and looks like, what do we got here? We got a 1/2 inch, so I'm going to add that 1/2 inch into that one there, and I got a 3/16. So I completed this set, so I now have a complete set of these EEs, so I'll stick those in there, and then I'll take a look at these. I'll clean them up. They don't look like they need to be cleaned up too much, but I completed a set. So there we go. I'll probably clean these up just a little bit and stick those on the Evil Bay. And then everything else here, I don't think I have any completed sets, but that's just the way I do it. You can see the different variations. We have a double V with a line up above. Sometimes there's a double V, there's no line up above. So I like to go through all of those variations. So we got a 5/16, so I'll stick that in the bag there, and I'll circle it with a pencil, and if I need to rob it out of there for something else or whatever, I'll erase it. But those are the other sockets that I need. And then 5/32, sometimes if I get one, I'll add it onto there. But that's just the way that I roll. We got a single line V, again, no line up above it. We'll see in a different set here, you know, what that looks like. So we got a 7/32. I need that one in there, so we'll drop that in there, and we have a 1/2 inch. So that's just the way that I roll. That's how I do it. If you were wondering what it was, at a 7/32. All right, so I won't go through all of this stuff, you know, stick it in the bag, but bottom knurl, metric. Some of the metrics have the knurling on the bottom, some of them have it on the top, and then some of them have the millimeter as an M with the back or /M on there. So I separate all of that stuff out too. So that's why it takes me a while to get full sets here on all of this stuff. We got a G2, we'll add one to that set. Oh, what else we got here? We got a 6-point bottom knurl metric. I got a 15 millimeter I can add to that set. And then a regular G, a right side up G. There's right side up G. There's upside down G. You can see the G there is right side up. So I'll add a 1/4 inch to that set. We'll need a 5/32, a 7/16, and a 1/2 inch to finish that one off. Upside down G is the upside down G. That's just the way it is. But we got ourselves a 13 millimeter, so I'll add that to that set, and so on. So, you know, that's just the way that I do it with all of this Craftsman stuff. And Thorson, you know, has upside down writing and right side up writing and all sorts of other stuff, different variations, and I like to kind of keep those separate. I have this action set here. I have a ratchet and a little breaker bar in there, and this set is getting pretty close. I need a 1/4 inch and a 1/2 inch, and I got the 1/4 inch, so just waiting on that 1/2 inch, and then this set is complete, and I'll sell this with the breaker bar and the ratchet in there. So I'm going to keep my eyes peeled for that thing there. And then Powr. I got this Powr set. There's a couple of 1/4 inchers and some 3/8 sockets floating around there. This is just all the Powr stuff that I have, but for the 1/2 inch drive set, I needed a 9/16, an 11/16, a 3/4, and a 15/16. I got the 1 inch, I got the 7/16, the 1/2 inch. I think I got the 13/16 right there. 7/8 is in there. So I was looking for those, and what do you know? I got the 9/16. So I only need the 11/16, the 3/4, and the 15/16, and I got that full 1/2 inch drive set. So we'll plop that in there, and then I got this rail. This is some Craftsman. See, there's the single line V with the line up above it. Just another different variation. I need a 3/8. I got that one. I need the 11/32 on there, and then I got a complete set here all the way down to 3/16. So I'll be waiting for that one, and that'll fill that hole in there. Off to the side here, I have this 15/16 single line V, and if I think it was last video or the video before, I don't know what it was, I got that case, and I was filling up that case, and I needed that 15/16 single line V, and what do you know? I got it. So boom, we got all the sockets in there. So I'm waiting on a breaker bar for this and that 6-inch extension. I got to clean this up, and I don't know, should I sell it like this? I don't know. I think I got to wait for that breaker bar and complete this thing. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'll just hang on to it. I'm not in a hurry to get rid of any of this stuff, or I don't know, I'm not, you know, housebroken. I don't need any money, so I'll wait, get this set completed. But that was pretty cool that I was able to finish that off. Don't need any more sockets for that set. And then we got this stuff off to the side. These are those Snap-on sockets that I had, those really old ones. So those were the S over O, and I have a bunch of other S over O. I have an 11/16, but this one looks like it doesn't have any finish. Look at how mashed that thing is. It's pretty bad. But, you know, that'll fill a hole in there. It looks like it's a different year. Again, no finish on these things. Got the 25/32, so that'll fill the hole in there for the S over O ones. And I got this 7/8 socket that just says 7/8 all around it, but I'm pretty sure that that is a Snap-on socket. So we're getting there. We're getting there. Was that a 15/16? Yeah. So I'm filling in that pretty good. We got that square socket over there, and I have these other sockets over here. These are from my 1927 set, so I don't have that socket to go with that, but these are different. They actually say Snap-on on them, and they have the size written on there differently. And this one's a little roach, so you can't see the date code on it, but they all have this 7 on there. And I think 27, if I'm not mistaken, was the first year they started doing that. So all of these are probably pre-27, so anywhere from 23 to 27. And this one is just a 7/8, and it doesn't have, that I can see, the S over O, but I had that other 7/8 there that had 7/8 all around it. So we're kind of filling in a set of those old Snap-ons there, so that's pretty cool. Let's get out to, well, actually, let me do the basement fill first here next. I only have 2 sockets to fill in some holes in the basement, so we'll do that, and then I'll get you out in the garage there, and we'll do some garage hole filling. All right, we don't have many holes to fill here. We got an upgrade, and we got a hole. So let's get to it. What I'm trying to do in the basement is have everything Craftsman, and then in the garage is going to be a mix match of everything else USA. So let's see what we got here. We need 1 1/8 inch. The rest of these are Craftsman ST. There's some more newer stuff in there, but we got a double line V. We got that 1 1/8 inch, so we're going to slap that in there. So now we're pretty complete for what a standard set is here. And we have some 6-point metrics in here, and I have this puppy holding a place for the 16mm, and that's a Stanley Workmaster, and it's kind of ratty. It doesn't belong in there, but we got ourselves a G2 6-pointer in decent shape, so we're going to stick that in there. So now we have everything Craftsman in this, so that's sweet. All right, let's get out to the garage, see what kind of holes we can fill out there. All right, I'm going to have to hang on to you while I do this, because I don't really have my stand or anything set up here, but here's my socket drawer out in the garage. So let's see what we got. I had that Bonney 1 1/8 inch 6-point. I do have a Bonney, or an 1 1/8 inch 6-pointer in here, but it's a Craftsman, so I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to replace it with that Bonney there. And what else do we have here? I had that 11/16 Proto 6-pointer. So let's see what we got here. I got a socket in there. We got ourselves a Stanley Professional. I think I'm going to swap that out and stick that Proto in there. And then what else do we have here? I have a 5/8 12-pointer. What do we have for a 5/8 in here? We got a Craftsman. So I'm going to get rid of that Craftsman and then stick that 5/8 Allen in there. And I got some metric sockets. All right, we got that 32mm. So kind of in a conundrum. It's a Craftsman, but it's kind of the flank drive style. So I do have a 32mm out here, but it's a Husky. What does that price tag say on there? $2.36. Yikes. 32mm there, but that's of the non-flank drive. I don't know. I might throw that in the basement and probably sell that and keep that Craftsman in there. I don't know yet, but we'll stick it up there for now. Got a 16mm 12-pointer 3/8 drive, and what do you know? I got a hole right there that I can fill. And then what else did we have? And an 18mm that you can't really see, 12-pointer deep, and I don't have any deep 12-pointers out here, so slap that puppy in there. So there we go. We had some holes to fill, some upgrades. What do you think? You want me to do a toolbox tour? Everything's kind of a mess in my garage right now. So, but anyway, if you want to see a toolbox tour, I can do the basement tour, I guess. I can do the garage tour, maybe. Let me know down in the comments. What do you think? Did I do all right with that socket haul? I don't know. Like, subscribe. Have a good one.